Apia, the go-to insurance for retirees. Call 13 50 50. Get set, go.
This is Without Bias.
Certainly is. Welcome along to another week of Without Bias, your look at the wonderful world of lawn bowls. Julian Marcus with you. Thanks to Apia, proudly supporting Bowls Australia, and also to Right at Home. Big thanks to them for their support throughout this year. The right care, right at home, improving the quality of life for those we serve. On this week's program, straight on the back of the Nationals in Perth, I'm going to speak with a couple of new Aussie champions in Karen Murphy, an assistant coach, of course, with the national program, recently crowned Australian Falls champion, as well as Jamie-Lee Worsnop, right at home Jackaroo, an Australian Falls champion as well. But we start this week with Karen Murphy, and as if her career hadn't already reached some amazing accolades, she now adds yet another national title to her name, and she joins us on the line. Karen, welcome to SEN.
Yeah, thanks, Julian. Tough.
Congratulations. Another title to your trophy cabinet. I mean, how much does it mean to you to be able to still perform at such a high level?
Yeah, it's really good fun, Like, I probably don't play as much as I used to, but to get the opportunity to win a national title with your own club mates is pretty special. So it's funny, New South Wales are the only state that you have to play or be members of the same club. All the other states and territories you can play with anyone in the state, so from various clubs. So it's really special to win it with a bunch of girls that we play all the time, and we get on really well.
So I'm assuming this wasn't really part of the plans initially to be a part of this?
Yeah. Well, we went on and we won the state four. So you have to win your district in New South Wales and then go on to win the state championship fours, and then to be eligible to play the Australian championship. So all from the one club at Cabramatta, and good mates. So yeah, it's probably a process of maybe 6 months or so. Yeah.
Since you did retire and take up your national assistant coaching duties, how often do you get the chance to get out on the green and have a role?
Yeah, look, as I said, I don't play as much as I used to, but, probably every couple of weeks, I suppose, now. So, and it just depends what time of year it is. If it's pennant season, then I'm practicing through the week in preparation for the weekend sort of thing. So it's funny, like I used to play a lot, and it's like any job. At times you get sort of a bit over it, and but because I'm not playing as much now, I really look forward to playing, and it's nice to play without that pressure and expectation and just go out and enjoy it. So I'm really enjoying my bowls at the moment.
Would this be the most surprising win of your career, as far as the fact that you mentioned you haven't had the opportunity to play as much as you used to?
No, not really. I mean, like you prepare for an event sort of thing. So, I did prepare for that event, and, the girls in front of me, they're all really good players. So it's funny, Julian, like I still feel like I'm playing as well as I used to. Nothing's really changed there. I guess I just don't play as much. I just prepare when I need to, and the fire's always in the belly. Like I'm a competitor, so I always want to win, and especially when you play with a bunch of great girls that you enjoy playing with, you want to win for them too. So,
has it made you think maybe trying to get back into it? Has it given you that? I guess what I'm trying to ask is, has it reignited that fire perhaps, and think, you know what, maybe I do miss this. Maybe I want to get back into this a little bit more.
Oh, I think anyone that you ask who's retired from playing internationally misses it at times, no doubt. But for me, it was just sort of, the week-to-week sort of stuff, the training and you have to be committed, sort of thing from a training point of view. And I love playing in the events, but it was probably the week-to-week stuff. And I think when you sort of thing. So, no, I'm happy with what I'm doing now, really happy that I'm involved in, with my role with BA in sort of helping our next generation come through, and that's really pleasing and rewarding at the same time, and still being able to play against them at times is great too. So yeah, no, I'm really enjoying where I'm at.
So tell us about that process of transitioning from playing full time at international level now into assistant coaching with the national side. You've had a busy year, that's to say the very least, for the Jackaroos. Have you had a chance to reflect on the last 12 months and that period as well, where you've transitioned from being a player into now assistant behind the scenes in a coaching setup?
Yeah, I was a bit lucky, Julian, I have to say. Well, I retired at the end of 19 and then COVID hit. So it was like a forced rest, which was welcomed, I have to say. Like, I really enjoyed COVID. I did fitness every day, and, it was just a good break away from bowls, and I probably needed it, to be honest. And then I guess once the events started coming back, like, I was already sort of in my role with BA as National Assistant Coach and Pathways Manager. So I sort of feel like I didn't miss out too much. Like, I was still back involved when the events came back, and all the athletes were back involved in the program. And then the last 12 months has really felt like a normal year, I guess. We had Commonwealth Games last year in July, which was very successful for us. And to be involved in that and as a ringside coach was wonderful. And the preparation that you see the athletes go through, you know how difficult it is. And then we backed it up with Worlds again, obviously, a few weeks ago. And that was great. It was a wonderful campaign. Really proud of how the team went. And, it's just nice to be in that support role and cheer them on and see when you see them do well. You're like, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Karen Murphy's with us here on Without Bias. She's an assistant coach for the national program and recently crowned part of the Australian Fours champions. So about the overall health of the national program, from what you see now in a day-to-day situation as an assistant coach, what is your take on the strength of the talent that's coming through that new generation as we enter a new cycle, I guess, as far as bowls are concerned? Does it excite you as someone who's been there and done that, the level of player that's coming through the ranks?
Yeah, absolutely. We're blessed with depth in Australia, and so to be a selector and to travel to the nationals and to watch the under 18s and our para players, and then also like the sides championships, it gives us an opportunity to talent ID some players, and then also have a bit of a look at how our current players are going. There's lots of great young players coming through, and I think for me that's probably the most rewarding part of my job. I get to work with these players, and we've just reselected new squads, so that's a process over the next couple of weeks, in them being released and things like that. So it's exciting times for players, and I think as a program, like we've really come a long way. It's we've got a lot more staff on board now within the HP team, and with more staff, we sort of can support the players in many more different areas than we ever used to, even when I was a player. So to see the athletes receive that and work with that, I think it's wonderful. We're definitely. I'd like to think, and what I've always thought, the HP program with Bowls Australia is probably world leading. So we try and raise the bar all the time and provide the athletes what we can for them to be at their best.
John, if you can compare the high performance program now to the first day that you walked in as a player in the Jackaroos, could you have imagined then that it would turn into what it is now?
No way. It's I'm super proud where it's got to. Like I've seen one side of it. When I first came in, we were just left to our own devices, Julian. When I first got in the Australian team, like do your own training, do your best, and perform when we get to the event. There's nothing like we have now. With our monitoring and then like our working with their pathways coaches and the expectations that, and reporting that the players have to do, constant monitoring and all that sort of stuff. It's wonderful, but obviously that can't be done without funding. And, we've been fortunate that we have received funding, through the AIS and for different programs to try and better these athletes. So I'm super proud of where it's got to. It's so much more professional, and it's so exciting for an athlete, I'd love to sit them all down and say, this is what we used to do. They don't know any different.
Speaking of the evolution of the way things have gone, the BPL is around the corner, and hasn't that really just become such an important part of not only the year, but such a fan favourite and a player favourite as well? Everyone that I've spoken to, Karen, is so excited about the Bowls Premier League, and you're going to be a part of the Sydney Lions set up once again. Again, just going back to when you started out to now, I mean, a format like the BPL, what makes it so special and exciting for you that you've seen?
Well, for me, I've always said it's the most exciting week of the year. You know, we play it twice a year. I'm still really grateful that I'm still playing in the BPL. You know, with the BCIB Mount Lewis Sydney Lions. You know, I've only missed one competition of the BPL so far out of all of them, and I was lucky enough to be selected in that team when it was, when it wasn't mandatory for a female to play in the team, and to play against the best players, in the world, and within our squads as well. It's the format. It's fast. It's exciting. It's like the T20 of bowls, I guess, as far as cricket goes. So wonderful event that gets televised. It's live. It's great for our sport from a marketing and promo point of view. So I think all the spectators love watching the BPL, and it's so cutthroat. It can be, you have to have a bit of luck on your side, but to win it, you also need to be all playing well. Can't wait.
Can't wait to see you in action. Congratulations on another national title, and look forward to seeing you as part of the BPL when it gets underway very shortly. Congratulations once again.
Thanks very much for having me, Julian. Tough.
Karen Murphy joining us here on Without Bias, the National Assistant Coach and an Australian Fours champion once again. You'll see her as part of the Sydney Lions in the BPL next month. When we return, I'll speak with Jamie-Lee Worsnop, right at Home Jackaroo and an Australian Fours champion. Stick around. Jamie, welcome to SEN.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Congratulations. Another Australian Fours title to your name. What makes this one so special?
Thank you. It was a really good week away in Perth. I think this one meant a lot to me, especially playing with three of my really good friends, Ellen and Karen Murphy, and Ellen Ryan. So Ellen Faulkner, Ellen Ryan, Karen Murphy. Good friends, good players, and it was a really good trip.
So take us through the tournament. It's the first time it's been over in Perth. What did you make of the greens over there?
They were really good. I wasn't sure what to expect. I haven't been to Perth for a long time, actually. So they were pretty quick. It was tricky with the wind, but they were really playable and very user-friendly.
You got the opportunity to play in the side series right before the national titles. Did that help you when it came down to it? Yeah,
it definitely did help. The two events were at different clubs. So we played at Sorrento and then we played at Joondalup Bowling Club. They were different, but they were similar, and I think it helped. It was really hot the week we played the Australian sides, and then when we did have the fours and with the wind as well. So it definitely helped, and it was good preparation playing over there in the lead up to the Aussie Fours.
Phil was pretty stacked in the national titles. I know that goes without saying, but does that add a little bit extra special as far as the winning this title against one of the most stacked fields that we've seen at a national titles in quite some time?
Yeah, it does. We played a lot of games to actually get to the Australian level. So we've got to play our district, regional, then state, and then once you win the state, you head off to the Australian title. So it's a really hard to win your district and then win the state. So it's a pretty big achievement within itself just to get to the Australian level. And we've got such great players in Australia, and we're really lucky and fortunate to be able to play against these high quality players. So to win that event, it's pretty exciting.
Being a part of the Cabramatta Club, of course, tell us about what makes that club so important to you and your bowling journey.
I've been a part of Cabramatta now for a fair few years, and they've always been supportive of my work and my bowls and my family. So they're really supportive. They've got great club members, really excited to continue my journey at Cabramatta.
So you get to have this opportunity to play as a cohesive unit, you, Ellen Ryan, Karen Murphy, as you mentioned, Ellen Faulkner as well. You play through these tournaments all the way through, as opposed to other states outside of New South Wales where you're able to just put anyone together. Do you think that gives you a bit of an extra advantage as well, the fact that you get that opportunity to really form that cohesion across all of these tournaments?
Yeah, I think it does in a way. Like playing with our Cabramatta crew, we've played together so many times, and Ellen Faulkner, I think she's been at Cabra for 2 years. So Ellen Ryan, Kaz and myself have played together for a number of years, as I said, and we play pennants together, we play other district events together, and I think we gel so well together because we're able to play together. We play against each other a lot, so it definitely helps knowing each other, knowing the style of play, and being good friends as well always helps.
Take us through the experience as well playing in the side series. It's been a big couple of weeks in Perth, the side series. How did you see that overall?
I always love playing Australian sides. To represent your state is incredible. It's really hard to make the top 12 in your state, so making that's an accomplishment in itself, and playing alongside 12 of your teammates and also the 12 of the men. It's great, and you get to catch up with old friends, and yeah, it's a really good event. It's always, yeah, it's a pinnacle of bowls, really. It's something that everyone dreams to play of, representing your state, and yeah, it's really good.
Have you had a chance to decompress after these last couple of weeks and take it all in, just what you've accomplished?
No, not really. I got back home on Friday and straight back into work on the weekend and back to bowls, and got home to see my beautiful daughter. So everything's been a bit full on. So it'd be good to have some downtime soon.
What is ahead for you for the remainder of the year?
We still have a bit of bowls on at the moment, a few more district events and club championships coming up. But yeah, back at work now and just looking forward to spending a bit more time with my family and looking forward to Christmas, having a little break.
So let's go back to the event in Perth. I mean, the conditions. And the one thing that got me was how windy it was. Was that something you'd experienced before?
I have played in the wind before. It's probably one of the windiest I've played in, actually. But I think you just got to remember not to be too hard on yourself, and just anything around the area is good enough, and just don't get too disheartened when you're not nailing it all the time, because it is really tricky. So you're just going to make the wind your friend, I think, at the end of the day.
Going forward, at being able to succeed in an event like that, I mean, how much does that give you, the learning that you got out of that? What does that give you going into tournaments in the future if you were to encounter such conditions as that?
Yeah, I think, yeah, as I said, it's just important to remember that it's not easy, and it's, everyone is also trying their best. So anything around within the area is good, and I think, yeah, you just got to learn to play with the wind and think the wind's your friend, and just enjoy it and enjoy playing bowls. Try not to overthink it.
Jamie-Lee Worsnop is with us here on Without Bias, right at Home Jackaroo, an Australian fours champion. Jamie, we'll go back to how bowls became a part of your life. Where did it begin for you?
So I'm 26 now. I've been playing for 16 years. I started when I was 10. My family had a big impact. My dad plays, my nan plays, my pop used to play as well, and my brother plays. So I think, yeah, it's a whole family affair. They all play, so it's good to have their support, and very grateful that they introduced me to the sport.
What set bowls apart for you as opposed to other sports?
I think as a kid, like growing up, you make so many new friends, and bowls was just one of those sports where you got to travel the world, and you got to travel the country, and you got to see your friends, you got to meet new people, and it was just a really competitive sport, and I fell in love with it straight away.
Were there any other sports you played growing up?
Yeah, I used to play netball and little athletics, but I think with netball it clashed on the weekends all the time with bowls, so I ended up having to choose one of the two sports, which, yeah, I chose bowls, and I'm glad I did.
What clubs have you called home across the way?
I started at Kemps Creek Bowling Club, and then I moved along to St John's Park, which were also very supportive. And yeah, now I'm at Cabramatta, which I'm very grateful for.
And representative honours, when did that first come into it for you?
I think 2017, I played juniors, New South Wales under-18 juniors when I was under 18, and then I made the open side. I think it was 2018 I made the New South Wales open side, and got picked to play for Australia last year. So yeah, it's all very exciting and continuing to chase my dreams.
What other dreams? What's the big goal for you?
I think ultimately a World Bowls or a Commonwealth Games would be the pinnacle of bowls and something I'd love to do. So all the little stepping stones to get there, and winning things like the Australian fours and playing in the Australian sides all definitely help to reaching them goals.
Coming towards the end of the year, have you gotten out of the year what you hoped at the start? Was it would you call this a good year? There's something that you want to work on? How would you rate this year for you on the green?
I think overall it was a really good year. They had World Bowls this year, which the Aussie team did amazing, and I actually got to go up there and watch that. So that was really cool, and something I strive towards in the near future. So hopefully I get to play one day. But on a personal level, getting to win the Australian fours and winning the state fours back home here, which was great. Playing New South Wales and the Australian side. So yeah, I'm really happy with the year I've had.
What does 2024 look like for you?
More bowls, more work, and yeah, hopefully spending a bit more time with the family and see what happens.
Spence, you got a little one, Summer. Have you managed to get a set of bowls in her hand yet?
I do have a little daughter, Summer. She's great. I think we're going to steer clear of the bowl. She loves anything she can kick outside, so she loves balls and stuff like that. So she might be a soccer player. You never know. I'll leave that up to her.
And just finally, I mean, that we've seen with Cabramatta and what I've heard from about that club from many people that I've spoken to on this program is just, how special this club is as far as the family environment that they provide, and also, the success that they have at an elite level. And you've been at a few different clubs across the journey, as you mentioned. Do you think that Cabramatta have captured something special that you haven't seen elsewhere?
Yeah, I think they have. They're a really tight unit. So they've got a heap of international and state players there, and they're all genuinely great people. Everyone makes you feel included. Everyone's always welcoming, really supportive. There are always people messaging you with congratulations and wishing you all the very best. And they're just such a tight network, and really grateful to be a part of the Cabramatta Bull Ants. And they're such a incredible crew to play with.
Well, congratulations on a successful couple of weeks, and we look forward to seeing what the future holds for you, Jamie. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's all for this week's program. My thanks to Jamie-Lee Worsnop and to Karen Murphy for their time this week, and also a big thanks to Apia and Right at Home for supporting Without Bias. That's the show for this week. I'm Julian Marcus. I'll speak to you again same time next week on SEN.